Welcome everyone to the Change Collective. We're here to give you all of the great hints, tips and tricks, all relating to change management. And today we want to take a little bit of a look at what's the biggest change or what's the impacts that are coming out of COVID-19. Now we're all experiencing it obviously, but we've got our great friend here, Frischka, who is here to give us a little bit of her insights on what she's seen and what she is probably looking at in terms of the things that will come out of COVID-19. So we talk about maybe the normal or the new normal that will come out of COVID-19 as well. So welcome, Frischka. So yeah, if you'd like to share some of your insights of what you've seen of the biggest changes that are coming out of COVID-19 and potentially what's the future going to hold for us?
So I'll set the scene with what's obvious and what's been constant across industries, and that is the shift to fully remote work, and that teams are now distributed, so physically separated. So other than that, there's been more effort paid attention to exactly how much real estate, how much space a business needs to function optimally. When it comes to the higher ed sector, the biggest change that I've seen there is it's taken away a big reason of the experience of going to university, which is the networks, the socializing, the friendships. So we've seen that play out to a certain extent professionally, the rise of online networking events, but it hasn't yet come to life in how university students socialize, how they create those bonds. Right? So many people that I talk to say that the longest friendships they've had were formed during when they went to school, when they went to university. So I think those are the biggest changes. So how do we socialize? How do we connect? How do we work productively when we cannot be together?
Yeah, no, they're fantastic points, and I think what I've noticed as well, just to throw in a couple of thoughts as well, as we've seen with the retail sector, they've been disrupted by online shopping. So what we tend to see a lot of the arguments coming around about, bricks and mortar. They really need it anymore. And COVID-19 is really challenging not just the retail sector, every sector, in terms of rethinking how their business model is, how do they process their work, and how do they ship or how do they provide the service or the product to their customers. And I think also the digitization is becoming ever more prevalent, because I've noticed it in conversations with potential customers as well. So there's lots of changes that are coming out of what is COVID-19. But just in terms of the future of work, how do you see potentially the future of work looking like?
There'll be a new set of capabilities that are required, which is virtual facilitation, virtual workshopping, leading remote teams. And there's going to be a great need to heavily invest in those critical skills, communication, developing rapport, connecting with people.
Exactly. And it's that work product at the end of the day that requires people. People are always producing the work product, whether it's a product or a service that needs to be delivered to customers and internally. You require those collaborative skills that we need to see in a digital sense. So 9 times out of 10, you might grab a meeting room or you might run into somebody in the kitchen. You're probably not even going to run into them in your kitchen. So you're going to have to try and look at planning your time, look at see what people's availabilities are, to be able to use the digital tools that are available. But phone, Zoom, like what we're using here today, are all of the things that are becoming big things. I also see in terms of the future of work and the big ticket items that will come out of this is health and digitizing health. Because I've worked in the health sector before, and they are very manual. And I'm not saying that they do bad work; they do phenomenal work. We were talking just off camera before about how I had a bad back. They are fantastic in dealing with people and how they helped me in particular. But I think that they could get a whole lot of efficiencies out of their administrative work and how they can diagnose, how they can present findings and provide preventative and maintenance type issues to be able to provide that service at the end of the day. So no, that's a great conversation. Thank you. The future of work is going to be a whole lot different. Don't even worry about COVID-19, because there are definitely new ways of working. So stay tuned for the next edition of the Change Collective.
See you next time.